What's up guys, it's Z with Gbpusd University. Alright, so I'm going to be giving you my weekly outlook on the dollar, Gbpusd, and NAS100. I always like to start off with the dollar first because it kind of gives me a guideline of what I want to be looking for the potential week. So let's get started. As we can see, the dollar has been on a huge bull run, right? We've had a lot of news drivers and a lot of fundamental information bringing this drive up, especially with the situation with the war, right? So I've talked about this in the past. Big things such as the wars and things like COVID, anything that creates huge uncertainty will create a market where investors will move their money into things such as gold and the dollar. Okay, so they like to move their money out of riskier assets and put it into stable assets such as the dollar and gold, silver, things like that. So going into the dollar, we can see we've been clearly bullish. Okay, now let's go. I want to show you this in the monthly time frame. Actually, on the monthly time frame, we had this huge expansion up. After this little bit of consolidation, manipulation, and expansion, I believe we should be continuing that expansion. As you can see, we're sitting in a monthly fair value gap and having a bullish reaction off of it, which is great. Now, I want to see this fair value gap hold, and I would potentially want to see this wick hold that low here. So going into now the daily, you can see here we kind of have a power of three setup going on where we're accumulating, we manipulate, and now I want to see price expand higher. I'm mainly looking for it to expand into the 108 level. I do see it going much higher than that, but for now, this is kind of my low hanging fruit objective. Now, where I'm getting that level from is going into the weekly time frame. So you can see here on the week, we have this area of inefficiency that needs to be filled. Particularly, I like to see at least 50% of that filled, which would ultimately be closer to like the 109 area and then going into 110. So we really could see price going as high as 110, maybe even higher. But again, I'm going for a low hanging fruit objective. So now let's go into the 1 hour time frame and look at details a little bit more. So looking at the 1 hour time frame here, let me go ahead and erase that for us. Now, on the 1 hour, we have this 1 hour range we are dealing with. I want to see, we're going from this low to these highs here. I want to see us come below the 50, maybe tap into this fair value gap, but at least tapping into the 50 and then causing a bullish reaction after that. So going into this 50 or below that 50 is going to be a discount. We'll be in a discount for the range, which would be great. And I want to see price do something similar to this and expand higher. Now I'm hoping to see this either Monday morning New York or Tuesday London or New York, which would be great. I want to see Tuesday potentially create the low of the week for the dollar. Now looking at Gbpusd, we can expect the inverse. So I really like the setup here. I like to go on a 12-hour for Gbpusd because I noticed back testing the 12-hour holds a lot of weight, and I noticed that Gbpusd will often enough go to the closest 12-hour fair value gap before continuing its overall direction. So I expected to tap into this 12-hour fair value gap. I know we see these above. I wanted to leave these open and just tap into this one. So ultimately, I want to see something like this, and then with confirmation, go much lower. Ultimately targeting this sell side liquidity here should be great. Now I know there's another one lower. It's gonna be a second objective, but really I want to take out this low and kind of be done for the week if we can get it. Now, we don't want to just enter blindly in this 12-hour fair value gap. We want to use our confirmation. If you have not seen my video, make sure you go watch my only strategy you need to become funded. I talk about my entry criteria in there. I will be using the entry criteria in this fair value gap. And once I get that confirmation, I will be going short for the week. What I also like about this is that we could see here, we have this area of supply here. So also ultimately, I want to see this hold with this fair value gap to go lower. Now let's go into NAS100. So NAS100 is a little bit tricky, only because it's going extremely bullish. Now I do expect for us to fill this gap that we left here on the 12-hour. Now I could see this happening where we kind of expand lower and then expand higher, respecting this area. That is a potential play. I will not be playing that play though. I want to wait for price to come into a deeper discount on a higher time frame for a long-term swing. So I would basically be looking for something similar to this from this low. And then looking for a discount below the 50% level, which lines up perfectly with filling in this gap here on a 12-hour. And then we also have a supply and demand flip area here, which would correlate well with everything. So I will be looking for a swing trade here. I will not be playing any trades if we come into this area here. If we do break this, I will be looking for shorts down into that area and then playing the long-term buys here if I get that confirmation. And then our target, if we do get that confirmation, once we get into that discount, is we want to be seeing these highs taken out here. And I definitely could see that happening. So that is my game plan for GBP/USD and DXY. One quick note, some might be asking why I'm looking at GBP/USD versus Euro. GBP/USD is the weaker pair. I do talk about how to spot those differences in my mentorship program. But if you do have questions, you could always DM me on my socials. But please like and subscribe. I do these videos for you guys. I hope these videos help. I hope everyone has a profitable and amazing week. I will talk to you guys soon.